money ground up in the gutter where they found us. Stones in the faint Mount Rush. More vacays, more bucks, more race, more foreign trucks.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. They'll start on the ground with Kelly. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
From the 27, Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Herbert on first down now. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. He's got room at the 30. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. And, Charles, when you talk about Keenan Allen, you're not necessarily usually talking about that crazy top-end speed, but he does a great job there with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Throwing now is Carr.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Derwin James with a pick.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Running on first down, Eckler.
They'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
He'll drop this one off to Eckler.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Herbert on the option. He's going to run with it.
And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up second and 12. Here's Herbert. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On third down, here's Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Chargers 14, Raiders nothing.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game? I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards.
A gain of 2 makes it third down and 10.
Now Carr. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 31-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 33. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for him because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
2nd and 9.
Play action. Now it's Carr. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. Now, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Chargers 14, Raiders nothing.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Once more, here's Eckler. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Here's Renfro to return. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 6. Carr. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
I know we don't have a special scoreboard to show it, but the offense, they've surrendered more sacks than they have points thus far. This defense, they're winning in all phases of the game right now.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. The 40. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play, they max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Some of the big boppers in the game traditionally have been safeties, and he certainly fits that mold. He lets his pads do his talking.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He goes underneath to Abdullah. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Carr. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Kenneth Murray. He's at the 40. The 20. 10. 5. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando. of this first half of action. On 2nd and 11 now. Carr, that's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now Carr. Wide open receiver complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
They'll give up the gun to Abdullah. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now a play fake. Carr. He's got a man. Complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
That's good for Las Vegas.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal?
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Abdullah. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A couple extra tight ends are in. 3rd and goal from the 1. They'll run it with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs punching it in from a yard away. And the Raiders are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 21-7 lead already in their hip pocket, probably not a time to get too creative or inventive here. We'll see. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And to the right side here is Allen. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Play action. It's Herbert. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before the break for Herbert. Going deep here for Allen. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the...
And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker Kyle Van Noy. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw here, Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Herbert now. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
On 4th down, Herbert. And this is caught by Williams. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, he scored on the ground and through the air. And the Chargers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
28, Raiders 7. Dustin Hopkins to kick off for the Chargers.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On second and very short, Carr flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away. And now it's third.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
On play action, it's Carr. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
On play action, now Carr. Johnson's got it complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They fake the handoff. Now Carr sliding out of the pocket. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller with a touchdown grab from Derek Carr. And the Raiders get a bit closer. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Matthew Butler made the stop. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. It's Eckler again. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Eluding the pressure right. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try to get those yards a safer way.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. The offense on third down tonight, can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Carr to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Not a blitz, but the guy who's normally the last line of defense recognized that he had a chance to get to the quarterback, and that's exactly what he did.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Now Carr, got to have this one. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Raiders 14. Dustin Hopkins to kick off for the Chargers.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Carr looking deep for Adams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw his Carr. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Darren Waller. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Carter on the return. The Chargers take over first and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Rolling to his right. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. Out of the gun, Herbert. Steps away to his left. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. On first down, it's Herbert. Buying time to his left. He'll get this to Eckler. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. Now Herbert gives this one to Kelly. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Joshua Kelly. 27 yards. And the Chargers have put this one to bed here in the fourth quarter. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
42. Raiders 21.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Well, there were about 70,000 that were quickly calling for that flag. It comes out there for pass interference.
And what do you think, partner? A little sarcasm in that cheering from this crowd here tonight. What they're hoping now is to build a little momentum off of it and give them a more genuine reason to cheer down the road.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On first down, Carr lets this go for Renfro downfield. And he's got it inside the 10.
It's a gain of 37.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score.
What now?
On first down, Abdullah. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. They go with Abdullah again. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal. Carr going to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They go with Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Raiders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. From his end zone, here comes Carter.
DeAndre Carter on the return. The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Throwing his car. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Carlson on for the PAT. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now it's Herbert. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And Allen's got it. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Herbert now to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Well, what a game this has turned out to be for him. Remember, CD, he had the turnover earlier, and now the pick 6, that's the cherry on top.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. When you force a turnover on defense, you're the guy most excited about getting back out there and trying to force another one. How about him picking off that pass, setting his sights on the end zone? You know he wasn't going to be denied getting there either.
From his end zone, here comes Carter. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Charger drive about to get going. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Herbert. And this is going to be intercepted. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner. So the Raiders are going to get the football first here in the overtime session as we are back underway. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play really nice.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Carr. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Well, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.